Discard Blood Crypt. Oh. I'm kind of all in on this Ashling. So now we want blue. So we need to get... Let's do red and black. And then discard. Wow. Okay. But why didn't they just attack with the Overlord and get back Kavaero? Okay. I mean, I'll take it. Sweet. But yeah, like they could have... Welcome in everyone, Sean here. Got a sweet brew. A little bit out of my wheelhouse. Usually been brewing with control strategies if you've been following my content. But this one really came together. So it was originally started out as like a blue-black mid-range deck that was like the Excruciator decks that cut Excruciator for Oil Deep Gear Hulk. I saw that deck and I was like, okay, this is a fun space. Don't love having to lean on Excruciator. It seems exploitable once people are prepared for it. And then I really like Ashling. Obviously, Ashling is powerful in the 4-color elemental deck, 5-color elemental deck. But I feel like Ashling has potential outside of that as well. So I was like, let's try and get Ashling in this deck with Kavaero and a bunch of like mid-range chonkers. And I did reasonably well. I actually hit Mythic with that deck early, like a few weeks ago, and then promptly lost like 5 or 6 matches in a row once I hit Mythic. So kind of shelved it at that point. Was looking at it the other day and I was like, if I'm playing Ashling, I'd much rather like play like Nova Hellkite and Dragonhawk. Shout out to Rix. He's in the Rebellion Discord. Longtime friend of mine from back in Hawaii. Been keeping in touch with him for years, just chatting about Standard. But he loves playing dragons and has been brewing a lot with Dragonhawk and Nova Hellkite and Ashling. So credit to him for kind of like putting a lot of these pieces in my consciousness to fit together here. But I was like, I want to play Ashling. I know Hellkite and Dragonhawk go well with Ashling from a lot of the lists that he's showed me. Obviously, Kavaero and Deceit should be in the deck. That was kind of like in the core of the deck to begin with. And I had Magmatic Hellkites in the deck for a while. They seem like okay. There's some matchups where they're like really good, and then some matchups where they're just like not good at all. So I was like, well, I'm not really playing any dragon payoffs, so I don't really care about the dragon creature type. What other cards can we play? And I actually thought of Arden first, so I was like, I always want to give Dragonhawk haste. It was a discussion I was having with Rix the other night, and I was just like, I want to give him haste. Like, Boots does not seem like a fit in this deck. I could play Frostcliff Siege. But then I was like, I just typed in haste into the search bar here, and Arden came up. And I was like, Arden is a reasonable card to play when you're playing Kavaero and a bunch of discard outlets with Bitter Triumph and Winternight Stories and Ashling. And then Arden, so you can like reanimate Arden and do that shenanigans. And then Arden can reanimate Dragonhawk. So if those are the only two cards you have in play, Arden, reanimate Dragonhawk, it comes in, Dragonhawk exiles the top two cards of your deck, which is going to deal 4 damage at the end of turn, and then it attacks as a 5/5, exiles 2 more cards, so that's going to be 8 damage at the end of turn, so that's a 13-point lifelink swing with an Arden and a Dragonhawk. So I was like, okay, that's one way to give Dragonhawk haste. And then Dragonhawk is also just a fine target for Kavaero. And then I still had Magmatics in the deck at that point, and I was like, I just want to play Roaming Throne if I'm going to be leaning into Dragonhawk. Like, I can call either Elemental for Ashling and Deceit, and we all know how good that is. Or if I have a Dragonhawk in my hand, I can call Dragonhawk, and then if you have a Throne and a Dragonhawk, and Dragonhawk enters, then Dragonhawk will exile 4 cards and deal 8 at the end of turn. Or if you attack with it, it will similarly exile. You'll get 2 of the exile triggers. So the deck is very powerful. Nova Hellkite is just one more thing that kind of like lets you have a curve with Ashling. So like if you play Ashling on turn 2 and it lives and you flip it, you can spend the mana. Like you probably don't have a good Kavaero target. You can spend the mana on Throne, or you can spend the mana on evoking a Deceit, or you can spend the mana on warping the Hellkite and then holding up like a 1 mana spell. But yeah, that's the deck. Day of Black Sun in the sideboard. Very on my Mythic ladder climb earlier today, before I recorded, I played against Mono Green, and Day of Black Sun is very good, removing all their sapling tokens so that our flyers can get in. And then it's also very good against the Is It Prowess deck. Kill all their otter tokens or their elusive otters or slick shots and drake hatchers or whatever they're called. So Day of Black Sun good. Also relevantly, you can play it on turn 3. Like you will be killing your own Ashling, but you can play it on turn 3. That's all those reasons are why I'm playing it over Devious Cover Up in the board. Riddler's in the board because the matchups that you side out Harvester, you kind of want a creature to bring in, and Riddler and Harvester are kind of like good against the opposite kind of decks, so it makes sense. If you don't want Harvester, you probably want Riddler. Pyroclasm, just a nod to the Cub decks. They're still on the ladder, didn't play against any tonight. Strategic Betrayal, just like, yeah, I like having 2 to 3 pieces of graveyard interaction in my sideboards these days. Like there's lots of decks that are utilizing the graveyard, but not a ton that are like super reliant on it. So I think 2 is like a goodish number. Disdainful Stroke, Intimidation Tactics, the other Kavaero decks, like one of the matches that we played that I recorded tonight, I like discarded an Arden, and then my opponent just Kavaero'd it on there. They were on the play, so I was like, turn 3 Winternight Stories, discard Arden with my Kavaero in my hand, and then they were just like, okay, I'll play my Kavaero and take your Arden, and then they did the thing, and I just sat there looking stupid. So you like those are our cards to interact with the other Kavaero decks. Could see having like upping the numbers on those. Annul is good against Mono Green. It's good against Lessons. Spell Snare is good against Lessons. Mono Green, yeah, like sideboard is kind of straightforward. The mono base does work. So we have 14 untapped black, so 3 starting town, 4 Blood Crypt. That's 7. 3 Verges is 10. 14 with Watery Grave and 15 with basic swamp. So we have 15 untapped black. We only play one Spell Snare in the main deck, but I think we don't have untapped blue. So that's 3, 4, 5, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we only have 12 sources, but we only play one Spell Snare. But we do have the red for Ashling, so we have 3, 4, 9, 12, 14, 15, 16 for Ashling. 16 also lets us cast Nova Hellkite. I think the requirement for a 5-drop is 15, because it's 16 for a 4-drop. And we have 16 untapped blue. So we had 4 tapped blue sources on top of the 12, so that we have 16 blue sources to cast blue for Kavaero on turn 4. So yeah, the mono works out. It's a little painful. What is this? 4, 5, 6, 10 shock lands at plus starting town. So, it is a cost. The mountain kind of screwed us a couple times where we couldn't like turn 4 Kavaero for max value. So maybe the mountain should just be an island. I think we would still be good on red sources. So the mono base works, but it can probably be improved. It's a super fun deck, very powerful. Unfortunately, we played it through a traditional standard event instead of the ranked ladder, because I'm just camping on my rank for the next 12 hours right now. And we played against 3 decks that I would not say are competitive. But the deck did what it's supposed to do. So, and I went 3-0 on the ladder with the deck, to get to like rank 5. I think I'm like 580 something right now. So the deck performed on the ladder. I was just playing on my phone throughout the day before recording to just so happened to get to where I needed to be to camp. So instead of recording a ladder run, I'm recording this standard event. But let me know what you think of the deck. If you're brewing in a similar space, if this is getting the gears turning in your mind, love to hear about it. Been really enjoying running the channel, hearing from people, getting any feedback. Appreciate those of you that have given feedback. Help grow the channel, help make things better content, all that jazz. And like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for being here. Would not be able to do it without y'all. Actually, even if nobody watched, I would probably still be recording. I just probably wouldn't be recording as much. Enjoy the matches. Peace and chicken grease. Defarma boy? Okay. Well, these standard events, it's hard to like see what your opponent might be up to. This hand is great. On the draw with Spell Snare, and then Ashling and Deceit. Leyline of Hope. Uh-oh. This is red. Pridemate? Oh no. That snare so good. And then I can't Deceit the Halia. Ooh. Do I just have to... They just gained... They gained 8 life that turn? Dear lord. I might have to, like, evoke this Deceit to bounce their Leyline. I think that's the line. Man, I was not prepared for this. This beatdown. Oh, second Halia evoked. Oh no. They're just gaining all the life and drawing all the cards. Okay, they didn't play a third land, so we've got some breathing room for their ley line. Kavaero being drawn there is real nice. I think I'm supposed to just pitch this Spell Snare. I don't really want to shock myself to hold it up, especially since they're probably just going to play Halia. So let's pitch the Spell Snare. And next turn we can Kavaero Deceit. Dear Lord. Let's do black, black. And then it's anything. Yeah, I don't think I'm supposed to bounce anything. Double Leyline, Sheltered by Ghosts. Jeez, Leyline gives everything +2/+2. Yeah, I think we just die. Wow, that's embarrassing. I guess we were supposed to bounce something. So, like, they play Sheltered by Ghosts. So, like, Spell Snare is kind of good against that. Hoplite Sanctifier is a 1/2, so Hellkite doesn't get it. Am I supposed to play a Null to hit Sheltered by Ghosts? That at least also hits I mean, they've got to be playing a Johnny's Pridemate, right? If they're playing the Sanctifiers. What's not super great against them? I mean, maybe I'm supposed to just try and be the more powerful deck. Pyroclasm. Pyroclasm might actually just get outclassed. Like if they're playing the grow guys. I don't want this. Arden seems like I want it. Yeah, I think it's just the Hellkites. Man, I've not run into this deck on the Mythic ladder, but this is what I get for playing the traditional standard events. Okay, this hand is good against them, so we'll keep it. Ooh, turn 1 Leyline again. Don't love that. Leonin Vanguard. Yes, we can Bitter Triumph next turn and pitch it and then play it. So maybe we want to hold it. Essence Channeler. Okay, let's just kill that. I mean, if we're going to play the Bitter Triumph this turn, then... Like, if we pay 3 life for this. Okay, I'm just gonna name Elemental. We're more likely to draw an Ashling or a Deceit than we are to draw mill ourselves. Yeah, Dragonhawk is the other thing to call with Throne. It's a shark. Exemplar of Light. Seems good. I might need to blow that up, which is unfortunate. I have a whole lot of shim after daying away my throne, but can't really let them pop off with the Exemplar. I could do it for 1 and then try and rate. No, that's their whole deck gains life. Yeah, if I lose this game, it's going to be off the back of using the Hex on the Vanguard instead of on the Essence Channeler. Bottom. Let's draw something good. That's not good. Hawk would have been good. Winternight Stories. Okay, there's one. Making another fish? I don't really want to discard this Reef to Ashling, so I think I'm just gonna... I'm at 6. Yeah, let's just play it safe. Call human. I can get back Roaming Throne. Bring in Split Up. We need to be mindful of that. So, like, we keep all our big dudes tapped and we keep Arden untapped. Oh, okay. They just... Oh. Yeah, so Spell Snare catches Essence Channeler and a Johnny's Pridemate and Sheltered by Ghost. Which we probably want on the draw. More than we want Tactics. Maybe we want it more than we want Throne. They didn't have any great synergies. I don't think we want Riddler. Although that game was pretty grindy. Maybe we do want Riddler. I don't think we do. No. We have a hat to Deceit. So we're on the draw. I don't think we can ask for too much more than this on the draw. Like if we draw a single blue, then we can Kavaero our Deceit. Okay, there's our blue. So just hold up Hex and say go. Johnny's Pridemate. Then we get to discard our own. Be the play. Would have been pretty embarrassing losing to the mono white Lifegain deck, but that's the traditional standard event queues. My apologies to the viewers if they find that not as engaging as Mythic Ladder. Just need to camp on my rank for a few more hours. Cheryl Shry 1897. That seems like it's a reference to something that I'm not cool enough to understand. This seems fine. Mono red. Okay. I'm feeling Ashling is just gonna die, so I want to have the second Ashling. Felix. Steam rep, okay. That's very good. It's not a land, so we need this Ashling to live. Voice of Victory. Okay. This mountain makes this Kavaero real awkward. But we could just play Throne first. I like playing Throne first. Be surprised. Like, I guess they could have Get Lost to have a clean answer to Throne. Another Voice of Victory. Okay, so this is like the go wide deck. And we just get to hardcast Deceit and get both their voices if they don't interact with us here. Alright, so we want to add the mana after we transform, but do we even want to transform it? I don't think that we do. I mean, I guess I would... yeah, I guess I do. I want to discard this Blood Crypt. So we'll do it this way. Discard Blood Crypt. Oh. We are kind of all in on this Ashling. So now we want blue. Pyroclasm. Does Arabella have... I can't see the card in their hand. Like Pyroclasm not hitting Arabella, or not hitting Voice. I don't know if Arabella's a 1/3. What am I cutting? Probably Nova. They don't play any 1 toughness guys. I guess they play that 1/1 drop, the Stadium Headliner, I think it's called, with that has Mobilize. I think that's the only card they play that this hits, other than like Rat Tokens. But if they're playing a Song of Totentaz, then I'm pretty far behind. So I think I like this. Don't really want Strategic Betrayal against them. Maybe a Null. They play 4 Defaced Galleries and then 3 or 4 War Leaders. The like Anthem. So maybe I want the Annul. And they were playing Seam Rip too, but I mean that really only hits Ashling. Do I want a Null more than I want something else? Maybe I want it more than I want Spell Snare. Spell Snare hits Voice. And yeah, we'll try it. We'll try that. Ooh, this is slow. I mean, we can turn 2 Deceit and then probably turn 4 Kavaero. We'll try it. Ooh, no turn 1 play from them. Okay. Notable. Sharpshoot. So I could hold up Bitter Triumph, or I could go for the Deceit. I think I'd rather just hold up the Bitter Triumph or a Null, because they could go for War Leader's Fury here, or they could go for I guess I'm just gonna kill one of these. Okay, that lets me Deceit and still hold up a Null. Arabella is an artifact, okay, and it is a 1/3. Probably taking Painter's Studio here. Maybe I take Song. I mean, like, War Leader's Call is the scariest card. Like, Song is the only card that Annul doesn't hit here. So I'm kind of tempted to take it, because if they whiff, then they're probably just playing Song. War Leader's Call is like the highest. How do I lose this game? I think I lose this game by like Kavaero getting sheltered. So I'm gonna take Shelter. Yeah, I'm not gonna have the mana up anytime soon, so just get my card now. I go to 15, I'm going to 13, black, black, blue, blue. What's in your hand? Voice, sharpshooter. Yeah, we're just gonna take the card that they can cast. I mean, like, maybe I could have taken Voice or Arabella, because then I could copy it with Kavaero. They just played it tapped? Why did they play it tapped? I don't understand. Yeah, if they had just played Warrior's Call, then this song is actually going to be, like, pretty threatening. If they had Warrior's Call in play, then song could threaten 8 damage. I mean, that's still not going to get them back in this game, but... Doing it for 1, so they have a Sheltered by Ghost. Okay. Nice. At 10. This to be a voice. Well, that Deceit was a good draw. Yeah, that just about finishes it. Get to bash him. Ooh, Kavaero. Do we get to do anything fancy? No, not really. All right. I don't think I've lost with this deck yet. I say that now, knock on wood. I don't think I've lost with this deck yet in best of 3. Like, I used it to get higher in Mythic today before I was recording. And then now we're 2-0 in this event. I don't know if I'm going to finish the event in this video. I started recording pretty late. Jack Bogarty? Okay. Let me draw a 4th land. I feel bad. This person just is a casual player, not understanding what these events are. I don't even know what any of these cards do. I haven't played Limited in this set at all. Okay, let's take their whole spell. Okay, there's our land. If I had a 5th land, I would be very tempted to call Dragon there, because that's sweet. What does this do? Target creature control gets +1/+1 means vigilance its on the turn. So I I'm just gonna take it. Okay, blue. Ones like queues on Arena for casual players to actually like enter and have a reasonable shot at winning. I think that like if they had like evergreen artisan queues or pauper queues that like had a reasonable payout of like people get packs and their money back if they win, that'd be like a huge step for Arena, like being able to appeal to casual players without having to like, you know, like this person obviously just like has some cards from a draft or like from starter decks or something, and they were like, oh, I'm gonna enter this event because I can win prizes, not knowing that they're just gonna like play against actual competitive decks. So yeah, feels bad. Maybe they're just disconnecting. I don't know. Yeah, I've been wanting like standard pauper or standard artisan to be an evergreen format on Arena for ages. They have almost no incentive to make those queues, but back when I was a teacher and I was like teaching kids how to play Magic, like getting them from a place of like being excited about learning how to play to like being able to engage on Arena in a meaningful way, it was a huge leap. Not only like skill wise, but like financially, because like you can be free to play if you're really good at draft, but if you're just learning how to play, then you're not going to be really good at draft. So, all right, let's see if they just disconnected. I imagine they did. But yeah, like standard pauper, 60 common wild cards, like less than that because you have basic lands. So, for 40, 35 common wild cards, you can like build any competitive deck that you want. In standard pauper, like that would be a huge win for Magic Arena. I don't understand like why they don't do that. I'm sure that I don't know. I haven't done the math on like these events, but I'm sure that just running these events, like the constructed events, they're netting currency no matter what. So why not just have like they don't want to fractionate the player base? They already have like a bunch of stupid formats. Like who plays alchemy? If you love alchemy, I'm not trying to throw shade, but I've never once touched that format, and I've heard from people that like the queues, like finding a match of alchemy is very hard. But they're committed to like supporting that format. But standard pauper would just be like crazy easy for them to just like throw a queue up, have it around all the time, and then new players just have somewhere to play where they can be competitive. Yeah, see, I just feel like an asshole. All right, Mad Toker. Hopefully, we don't have a repeat of it from last time. Ooh, no blue mana. I think I have to mulligan this. I have no idea what I'm playing against. I'm keeping the Arden because I have like Winternight Stories. I can pitch it, and then hopefully, like, if I dig into a Kavaero, then that's part of the game plan. I guess like jamming Throne on 4 was also part of the game plan. Okay, again, we're just playing against like these casual decks. Feels bad. There's Kavaero. If they don't kill Kavaero, then we get to like pitch Dragonhawk, and then okay. So let's see. Yeah, I think this just kills them. Yeah. So this is 10 plus 6 from the Hawk. Plus 12 from the Hawk. Yeah. It was actually one of the inspirations for the deck to like I wanted to put Hawk into a deck with Ashling, and I was like looking for a good way to give Hawk haste, so I just typed in haste into the search bar, and Arden came up, and I was like, let's give Hawk haste that way. So they're just playing a bunch of green creatures. I don't know. I feel bad. Like you usually average like 1 pretty casual deck per these events, and I've run into 3, so not the greatest content, but the deck has been competitive in ladder as well, so there's that. Our opponent's just frustratedly mulliganing. What do you say when you feel bad? What's the right emote? I don't know. There's no right emote. They just mulligan to 1. Okay. This is that commander card, and this is +1/+1 for each creature you control, and each creature card in your graveyard. Night Elk. Let's get a good, real match. Yeah, we can play Ashling on 2. And then hopefully we're probably going to pitch the art in. Keeping it on top. With this deck, by going like Throne on elementals, and then Ashling just makes a bunch of mana, and then you get to play a super early Arden. So I was hesitant to discard it there, but I'm pretty sure that just pitching the art in there is correct. Because if this Ashling dies, then we're just never casting Arden. They're playing like Sultai something. Formidable Speaker, okay. Pitching Bringer. So they're getting their Kavaero. So we need to get... Let's do red and black. And then... discard... like Reanimator, Bringer, Sunderflock. Bringer and Sunderflock seems like a non-bow. Oh, did they draw a Kavaero? Kavaero number 3 for Bringer? So they discarded another Bringer. We have Strategic Betrayal, and we have Intimidation Tactics, and Disdainful Stroke, although they do have Cavern, but they might not have it, so... Hex is not good against them, Spell Snare does not seem good against them, Harvester does not seem good against them, so let's bring in the Riddlers. Do I care about Duress? I think I like Bitter Triumph. I think we'll trim a Riddler, I think. Riddler's like not a super fast clock. Okay. Maybe Duress is like worthwhile just to like peek at their hand and see if they have a Kavaero or not. But like, I mean, I guess they had Bitter Triumph in that hand. That was like their only spell that would get hit by Duress, so I think it's correct not to bring in Duress. This is not great. Like, Riddler with a mono-flooded hand is like a huge non-bow. We gotta mulligan this. This is not good either. But it's probably better than going to 5. No, there's so few cards in this matchup that matter. Kavaero is one of them, so we'll keep this. Starting Town goes down. And we want to keep Steam Vents, I think. Maybe we just put down Watery Grave, and then we have the 3 lands, yeah. Alright. Tap land. Oh. This mountain. Maybe we need to cut the mountain. It makes Kavaero real super awkward. Oh, they have a 2-drop. Okay, they get our Kavaero. Or maybe they want our Winternight Stories. They're definitely taking Kavaero. Like, dumping Arden into our yard against, like, another Kavaero deck. Ooh. They don't have a Kavaero here. I don't even have a double blue for my Kavaero. So maybe I just need to try and play for the upside of hoping that they don't have their Kavaero. I really don't like this. It's such a weird, like, game of chicken in these Kavaero mirrors. Okay, well, they get their Deceit back, and then they get to Deceit me. Oh, they got Formidable Speaker, okay. Do they already have a Deceit in their hand? Oh, what is going on? Okay, yeah. Goodbye, Kavaero. So the fact that they got back Formidable Speaker there and they didn't Kavaero means that they have to like go get their Kavaero with Formidable Speaker, so I should have a window to untap with Disdainful Stroke. And then hopefully stroke their Kavaero. Nope, there it is. That's too bad. And now they get back Hellkite, probably. They might just get back. So I'm taking 7. I feel like just if they had just gotten back the Hellkite instead of the Kavaero eating the Hellkite, then it would have been a 5/5. I don't know if I can discard a card here. I guess they wanted to exile another Kavaero. Okay. Just dead to Bitter Triumph here. Looks like they have it. They were like mousing over Roaming Throne. I'm at 2. What do you got? That unfortunately is not on set on Dragon, but we get to do this. I should have ordered this differently. I wanted yeah, I wanted to look at their hand before deciding if I wanted to bounce the Overlord. Oh no, if I target it, then it happens. It's not a choice that happens when it resolves. So I definitely am bouncing Glarb. I think I want to bounce Overlord. No, I don't, because then they just get back Kavaero. One, two, three, four, five, 6. So they can't cast Sunderflock. So I think I just take Deceit and Glarb. I'm going to put them to 14. If they draw a land, then they can Formidable Speaker for their last Kavaero. think I just have to give him that out, though. Or maybe I just let them stick Glarb. They have 2 Kavaeros left in their deck, not 1. Their other Kavaero was my Kavaero. Yep. Yep. Just gonna exile. Two, three, four, five, six, 7. This costs 9, so they can't cast that yet. This costs 8, so they could hard cast Bringer and then get back all the donkeys. But then I would get back not a whole lot. Okay. That's not what I needed. So... that's what I needed. Digging for a land. What in the world? What do they have? I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What? What do they have? What in the world could they have? Wow. Okay. But why didn't they just attack with the Overlord and get back Kavaero? Okay. I mean, I'll take it. Sweet. Yeah, like, they could have Bringered, and then... I guess they just die if they Bringer, though. Because, like, Dragonhawk dies, I get back my Kavaero. My Kavaero chooses first. I don't know how that works. Like, they all come in at once, but they're the active player, so my Kavaero would choose first, and then I would get my Dragonhawk. And then Dragonhawk would just kill them. And they wouldn't be able to attack. Yeah, I don't know what happens if they bring her there. That was a weird game. Okay, but that's the event. Too bad, like, we did have, like, those 3 non-matches. I mean, like, the mono white Lifegain deck is, like, a semi, like, people still play it on ladder, but the, like, Draft Chaff deck and then the Elf deck were not really competitive. But yay, we got play points and gems. Yeah. Would love to have showed this off on the ladder, but I'm not gonna risk my, what am I at, 585, so, and there's like 12 hours left on the ladder, so I'm not gonna, what am I looking for in decks? Yeah, so the deck performed. I have to say it's very powerful. Yeah, I'm a little out of my wheelhouse playing like this mid-range deck, so I imagine the board could probably be a little bit better than it is. Just kind of like threw in cards for certain matchups so that I can trim cards, but yeah, that's the deck. Thanks for sticking around to check it out. I hope that those weird matches weren't too big of a turnoff for people. But let me know what you think if you're brewing in a similar space. I think Dragonhawk is super powerful, and I love having redundancy on it with Kavaero, and then also Arden being able to give it haste. And then, of course, Deceit and Kavaero are just awesome. Ashling is similarly very powerful. So, yeah, that's the deck. I'll catch you next time. Hope you enjoyed the video, and peace and chicken grease.